When I ask for scientific demonstrations, guess what? I expect scientific demonstrations. If you're going to insult me, then I'm going to bash your fantasy world. And what better place to start than the gift that keeps giving, good old Don Pettit. Bear with me. So first up we got Don with his homemade coffee cup on the ISS from years gone by. Problem is, as we're about to see, Don's coffee is going to miraculously leap outside of his homemade coffee cup. And in doing so, highlight one of the techniques these clowns use to convince naive individuals that they're in a weightless environment, in a space station, in freefall, around a scientifically impossible ball. And believe it or not, people buy that gibberish. But look, as we're about to see, Don's coffee is going to separate from the cup, showing an augmented fail here, and of course, one of the techniques these clowns use to fool naive individuals. So let's have a look at Don's coffee. Get ready for it. It's about to leap out of the cup any moment now. There.
And that's
And again. And again.
and
Come back
that's
once more. Get ready for it. Oops.
and that
I've taken a still image of Don's coffee going walkabout. And as you can see, it's rather revealing, rather telling. And as I've already stated, it's one of the techniques these people use, augmented reality, to try and convince naive individuals that they're in a weightless environment. And quite often they make mistakes. I think it's on purpose. One, to show that they're actually at it, so it kind of gets them off the hook. And two, it's mockery on the individuals who are foolish enough not only to believe in this tosh, but actually try and defend this nonsense. And there are many, believe it or not, who actually believe reality is exactly the opposite to what can be tested and verified by all. And their evidence is to defend absurd space pantomime performances and special effects failures like this, like Don's coffee. Augmented reality coffee fail here. Oh dear. Now, one of the other techniques these people use to convince people of absurdities are harnesses. We've seen the augmented reality fails. Now we're going to look at another harness fail. In this instance, we've got a reflection. If I zoom in here, you can see there's like a tablet on the wall here of the so-called space station. And on that tablet, we can see like a white, almost like a hook here. And what that is a reflection of Matey Boy here. Is harness. They've erased it using the special effects to take out the connecting points and showing the wires. But what they failed to do in this instance, or perhaps they did it on purpose, is remove the reflection from the tablet in the background as we're about to see. We get to the footage. So this is the clip. Remember, the reflection is what we're interested in here. All I'm going to do is drag the toolbar. Our mate's coming down here, full pantomime style. And as we're about to see, look at the reflection of the tablet behind him on the wall. And also look at his shoulders pointing up, showing the attachment points. There's many. They have to deflect some of the weight through multiple attachment points so these people can stay in a harness for longer duration of time, rather than a traditional harness, which gives you a limited amount of time. And the harnesses they use also allow you to do stunts and tricks and spins like these clowns are often doing. But let's look now here. See it appearing on the reflection? In perfect sync as our mate is coming down. And look at the t-shirt pointed up. See it? So you've got that lifting point on the reflection, tying in with his t-shirt pointing up. That's so damning. Come back again. Here he comes. Reflection starts showing. You've got the pointy t-shirt as well, highlighting another point where the cable is. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is blatantly obvious. That's a lifting point. being reflected off the back of that tablet, showing our mate here doing his pantomime trick that people no doubt will defend again. Bearing in mind the base claim of this space station, i.e. a space station doing ludicrous speeds in free fall around a ball, is scientifically impossible anyway, because the globe's impossible. And then you look at what is provided here by these space agencies. It's mockery. I mean, look at the reflection. That's his harness point. Look at his shoulders. That's other points pointing up where there's attachments. If you can't see that, then that's on you, I'm afraid. Large standing bodies of water do not have the ability to display convexity upon its surface. Fact. Tower cranes and pendulums can't be dead still whilst doing ludicrous speeds in all different directions. Fact. You can't have an air pressure system next to a vacuum without some kind of solid wall separating the two. Again, a fact. 3 demonstrable facts tested and verified by oil that prove the globe's impossible. And as a result prove all of this space stuff is nothing but pantomime anyway. And then when we look at, like we have done today, we've got coffee going walkabout, and we've got a reflection of a harness here. And quite obviously, harness attachment points on Matey Boy's t-shirt. I'll play the clip in normal speed now. Slow speed, but you'll get the drift. In continuous, there it comes. And once more, before we go. There it is. Ridiculously obvious. The fact these globe believers can't see it is the very reason I don't entertain them. You're either dealing with people who are so deluded they're willing to lie and do anything to keep their delusion alive. Again, got no time for people like that. Or you're dealing with on-task individuals. Again, can't stand individuals like that. And when you address and try and have a conversation with men of so-called supposed higher education, the only thing they can serve up or cite that has come from their higher education that proves the globe is insults. And this is why they have to defend space pantomime stuff like this, and they have no science to back their delusions in the first place. Lads, I mean, anyone who's watching this, who's on the fence, who believes the globe, you must be mad. Space pantomime that mocks you? No science? Remember, this channel makes no claims about maps or models, only demonstrable science that proves the globe's impossible. It's the most honest stance going. And as a result, it's men of so-called higher education talking like foul-mouthed teenagers, making all sorts of insults. Rather telling, lads.